Robin Appleyard in 22nd and Patricson in 27th. Those are the grid for the British riders back on the 6th and 7th rows. So watch for the lights. Who's going to make the whole shot on the 125 race? The first 125 Grand Prix here at Magny-Cours.
And he's coming flying across, but it looks as if the pole man's there.
Yeah, Gianola got an absolute flying start there. So Gianola jumped off the line. Gianola then in the lead at the moment, and we look to see who makes his first turn. Still, it looks to me like Gianola holds it.
It is indeed the man who is lying. Hello, that's an early casualty, Keith. Can we see a number? It's a back marker.
Oh, and there it is. Well, bit of grass tracking early on.
Could even have been one of the Yamahas that started on the back row of the grid together. Here are the leaders, and it looks as if it's the two Semfrucci bikes, Gianola and Debbia with Nobby Ueda. Number 4, Debbia is third. Number 8, Dirk Rowdy is coming up. And there's 39, Alessandro Gramini in 6th. There's a yellow flag out at that last corner. We'll have to hope we get a picture of who's gone down. Where are the Japanese? There's Aspar, there's Gramini, there's Ueda, Wakai and Sakata. I'm not sure who we've lost.
Okay, so while we look for that, now then, going back to qualifying, 1.2 seconds covered the first 10. Oh, dear me, that looks like Charlie Giro, so Carlos Giro.
And that's his second fall in a row, Keith.
So the youngster off again, but Gianola then, Grassini puts in the fastest lap. We check that to see how it goes with qualifying, and well, they've got a little way to go before they get to qualifying pace at the moment, but it's still pretty hot at the front. Gianola still leads from Grassini. Now, a couple of wily old dogs here at the front of this 125 race on the new track.
Yeah, Fausto Grassini, 32 years old, 18 Grand Prix wins to his name, not to mention 2 World Championships. Just to confirm, it's 0.4 of a second that Gianola leads by from Grassini, Debbia, Casanova, Rowdies and Martinez. And then, as you just see, Martinez number 6, behind him is Gramini. Then it is the leader has a big whoopsie there, Keith. And has he lost the lead? It looks as if Grassini struck through on him.
Well, I should think he'd have lost the lead easily there, because once you scrub the speed off on a 125, you don't get it back so easy. So then, Grassini grabs the lead. Oh, no, he doesn't. Gianola drops it straight over the top of it. Well, Grassini briefly got back the lead after a big whoopsie. We look back down at the moment at Wakai bike number 10. Let's have another look at what Gianola did here. Hard on the throttle. Well, he caught that really well, I've got to say.
Yeah, he's another wily old dog, isn't he, Keith, as you were saying. He's 32 years old as well. 9 Grand Prix victories in his career. Runner-up twice in the World Championship in the years when Aspar dominated it. As to be said, the guy has been the bridesmaid twice, and I really do believe, and I think much more importantly, Keith, Ezio himself believes he can be world champion this year.
Yeah, he's looked the fastest man in the last few Grand Prix, and certainly he's very determined at the front of these 4. And really, this has got we've got 2 races going on here. One for first place out of these 4 that we've got in picture at the moment. And then it goes back to a real melee for 5th place. So then, Gianola still leads from Grassini, from Debbia, watching Debbia.
Yes, number 8 Rowdy is now followed by 39 Gramini. So Gramini has moved up a place, relegated Aspar. And behind Aspar now, Keith, he's going to come in for some pressure from those 3 Japanese riders. Ueda, he doesn't mind riding with, but Sakata and Wakai, I'm afraid, Aspar regards as completely beyond the pale.
Having seen some of the antics that Wakai was up to in practice, I can understand why, because really he looked like a man possessed down here in qualifying. But having said that, it takes that sometimes to qualify in 2nd place, as he did. Grassini looks for the inside line and snatches it then from Gianola, but Gianola touches him. So Gianola then punted Grassini straight out the backside. Take that, my man. Well, that usually ends in tears when that sort of thing happens. Gianola, though, back in front of Grassini again.
It obviously worked.
A battle royal. Well, I should think Grassini must have been a bit surprised at the extra push he got there. Debbia still 3rd, Casanova still 4th, but it's all about these 2 at the front. And they now, Julian, are well and truly pulling away from 3rd place. Bike number 4, Gabby Debbia.
And I'm wondering, Keith, having said it now, as you look at the 4th place man, Bruno Casanova, look back, there is Gramini just coming through 39 in 5th place, with Nobby Ueda giving him lots of grief. There he is. There's Ueda, then it's Rowdies, then it's Sakata, then it's Aspar, and then it's Waldman. But there are now big gaps, very un-125 Grand Prix-like gaps are appearing in the leaders.
So then, as we go on to the start and finish straight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more tactical than we're used to, perhaps, in the 1-2-5s. Certainly, 3.6 seconds between first and third is... Ooh, that's a heck of a way in 1-2-5 Grand Prix. That's more the gap between first and 10th. It's just the circuit spreading them out, Keith, or just pure chance?
Actually, I'm uncharacteristically quiet as Gianola sticks in the fastest lap so far, 47.67. I'll just have a quick check of that. Let's get him very close to his pole time now. Well, I'm trying to work out quite why that is, that we've got these riders pairing off. Certainly the track has not been popular in practice, purely and simply by the layout of it. It's just not the kind of track that the riders really do like. There's not many corners that it can really make flow. It's all a bit chicanes and dead stop turns. But really, this is the most spread out 1-2-5 race we've had this year so far. Pretty good racing. Oh, and a big get off there from Grassini. Well,
who'd have thought?
Well, he got off that in a big style. Well, he's limping across to his bike, but that bike's not going to go anywhere again. So Grassini, it's endo for Fausto. So Fausto, let's have another look at this. He's squirting the power, and just look at the way that 1-2-5 let go. And really, well, a tarmac inspection par excellence. Grassini jumps off on the bike, really. Well, his mechanics will be wincing if he's not. So Grassini then with a bit of a limp on. It's back to the paddock from him. That leaves Gianola, this man, with a huge lead at the front now. So Gianola, who I said tyres were squirming around on a tarmac earlier, it was Grassini, though, that got called out, Julian.
Tyres are an interesting factor in this, Keith, because we saw last week just how well this man, Gianola's Bridgestone tyres, worked from the start. This is not a matter of tyre warmers or anything like that. They do get up to working temperature very quickly, stick very quickly. 5.5 seconds he has now over Debier, his teammate in second place. But for sure, even though those tyres worked very, very well at the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix, he asked too much of them, and the result was he was overwhelmed by the field and ended up out for the point. Casanova inherits third. Ueda is up to fourth in front of Gramini. Dirk Rowd is hanging in there in sixth place.
And certainly a man who asked too much from them. Sakata in seventh, Martinez eighth, Volban down in ninth, Wakai, well, uncharacteristically, the second place man on the grid down in 10th, and Spahn in 11th. So Hans Spahn, the Dutchman, well, slightly revitalised over his very poor performances of recent times, but Hans Spahn still in 11th place. But Grassini really did get off in a big style there. We're going to have to watch and see quite how these 1-2-5 start to squirm around. And is this going to be an indication of trouble to come in both the 500 and 250 races as far as tyres go?
Yes, well, surely if these guys get tyre trouble, Keith, there's Fausto. That was a whopping great high side. He doesn't look dreadfully disturbed by it, does he? He's watching the race again. Well, this is where the action is, Keith. All we've got to keep an eye on, as far as Ezio Gianola is concerned, is the gap between the man himself and this dice. Look at Sakata on the back of it. Isn't he radical? Is that the word?
Probably, I think, Jules, yeah. Ueda then, in second place now. Ueda at the front of this field. Somehow, I keep missing the way these guys are making the passes. Very difficult indeed to see how they did it, but Ueda has slipped through into second place. Casanova now challenged Debier and gets in front of Debier. So Casanova is now third, bike 15. Debier, bike number 4, who was second not 2 bends ago, is now down to 4th. So a great 1-2-5 French Grand Prix here.
And there's a Sakata alert, definite Sakata alert. Look out for number 13. He's on the move. If you think Wakai is more theatrical, but I think Mr. Sakata is more desperate.
Well, you talk about, I was
proving.
going to say, you talk about desperate, though. Casanova then round the outside. Casanova round the outside.
Of Sakata.
There's a song about that once. That's the battle at the moment.
Interesting to see the Aprilia's so well down, Keith. The Hondas have got this one sorted out.
And Martinez riding all over Debier. Well, Martinez trying to swap paint, but we're back with the second place, Ueda, and third place, number 13 is Sakata. Fourth place is bike number 4, Debier. 6 is Martinez. We have another close look at that. Oh, they're so close, Debier and Martinez. Martinez on bike number 6, looking for the outside line, trying to get the drive out onto the straight.
5 laps to go. There's some good stylists, aren't there, amongst this lot, Keith? I've always liked Aspar's style on a motorbike. You can spot the X50cc racer. He spends most of his time under the paint of the motorbike, never under the bubble.
Confirmation of positions in Gianola, Ueda, Sakata, Debier, Martinez and Casanova bringing up the rear in our top 6. That is Sakata now in front of Ueda. So Sakata, for the first time in this race, goes through to second place. Ueda is now back. Oh, and a man down. Casanova.
No, Debier.
You're right. So, Gabriel Debier, having spent most of his time in second place of this race, finds himself down on the tarmac. Let's have a look at that again. Oh, and he'd lost it all on his own. Not pushed, not shoved, just drops it. Front end drops away. Now then, well, we don't quite know what state these tyres are in at the moment. The bikes aren't squirming around very much. 125 Racing, we don't expect tyre trouble normally with them here. It is very, very hot. We wait to see what the reports are after this race. But Ueda back into second place now on Sakata. So Ueda regains second place. This is going to be a battle to the finish. In fourth place is Martinez now from Casanova. So Jorge Martinez beating off Casanova. Gramini now fighting back as well. 39 Gramini right in there.
We used to think Gramini coming at the end of the race, Keith. He really does. He really does come fast at the end of the race. Dirk Rowdies and Wakai are next through.
Apart from Gianola, I think it's going to be quite exciting towards the end of this race.
I think no arguments there, Keith. I am forced to agree with you on that. Gianola leads Ueda and Sakata at the moment. That is your top three. Martinez leads the battle for fourth. But I certainly expect to see now, here, do we have a get-off? We do.
Yeah, big sideway. Oh, that really was a vicious high side. Take that.
Whole lot of high siding going on.
Well, all slow-speed corners where they need to get the power on so early to get the drive out onto the straight. And there was Casanova going backwards. Now then,
Gramini's gone past him.
So, still in second place is Ueda. Remember, Gianola's right off the front here. Sakata is third. And, well, Casanova went backwards in that battle for fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth. So we wait to see quite what happened there. Julian.
Look at number 6, Jorge Martinez. Aspar to his adoring Spanish public. The 5-time world champion. The man who has not had a rostrum place this year, just won fourth place in Malaysia. And he is going to be in there for the fight for second and third place for sure.
Well, I'm going to go back to the studio now and have a word quickly first with Paul Malin. Paul, give us a prediction for your second place man.
Well, my man's just gone in front, actually.
Good, you're with me on Sakata. That's what I like to hear. We concur.
I was wondering whether he was going to take a cheap shot at Wader and have them both down or something like that, or just put a Wader down, but I think he should be able to hold his second place.
So what do you make of the style of Sakata? He looks
pretty wild, doesn't he?
Do you reckon he's a good candidate for some motocross?
Oh, yeah, Supercross.
OK, thanks, Paul. Simon, let's have your prediction, please, and your money. Second place, man.
Number 6, Martinez, he's moving in, he's got all the experience, he's just about to make his move, I reckon he's going to do it.
Well, you should be old enough to make these predictions by now, Simon.
Well,
thanks,
so should you, Keith.
Well, I am. That's why I sit here. Thanks, Simon. We'll get back to it now. So then, second place is held by Sakata. Me and Paul Malin have money on him at the moment, but I'll refuse that if he loses. Ueda's right in his slipstream now, out onto the fastest part of the course, so I think we're going to get a challenge for second place now from Ueda, and certainly there won't be any hand signals going on at the end of this straight.
Aspar's beautifully placed to pick up the pieces.
So Ueda takes it then. Ueda's back to second place with Sakata in third. Fourth place is an extremely charging Martinez. Martinez goes through to third. Martinez takes his opportunity, got the power on, and was not going to be held off. Sakata, though, looks for the outside line on Martinez, but well, it's a long way round. So, well, there goes Sakata through. That gives Ueda a chance. And remember, this is the last lap, I think. Last lap, I'm sure. Second place man is 5. Ueda from Martinez, from Sakata. That is your order. Remember, Gianola is off the front. We're looking at the battle for second place.
And Sakata really came back at him hard behind those concrete walls, Keith. Really put the fairing up like a motocross block pass. And Sakata is back to third. What can Aspar do about it as they come through the heat haze? He's gone through. The leader just went out your picture. Now, watch Aspar out of this corner.
Aspar straight underneath him, so Martinez dives underneath him. It looked like Sakata ran a little wide. We're looking at our race leader. This is Gianola. He's basically backed off the gas now, taking it nice and steady through. He's not got far to go to take this race win. He's on to the start and finish straight now. Yes, and Gianola is going to take the race win. So who's going to be second? Well, it's going to be Ueda. Ueda's going to take it from Martinez from Sakata.
Yes.
What a great finish.
And what a very happy Aspar. His first rostrum position, Keith, for a long, long time. The oldie, who we'd all written off, has got a rostrum.
So Julian Ryder takes the money for second place. That was his man, Ueda. Well, chest feathers puffed out now, I can tell you. He's going to be hard to live with for the rest of today's commentary.
Keith, how dare you.
But Ezio Gianola takes the win.
And I'm very, very pleased to see Aspar get on the rostrum again. It's There is the Semprucci IDM team.
Right then, Gianola then, Ueda in second place, Martinez third, Sakata fourth, Gramini fifth, Casanova sixth. Well, we saw all of that, but the next point is the part that we really want to know. Who finished in the final three positions? There it is, Rowdy seventh, Wakai eighth, ninth was Hans Spahn. Ralph Boldman got that point, so he still leads the championship by 1 point from Gianola. Shimizu 11th. We look down to find out where our man Luc Badelier there finishing in an 8th. Well, the Dutch rider having some good riders out. Wada there finishing in 15th. That's Robin Appleyard's teammate.
After a remount as well.
Absolutely. Steve Patrickson then gets 21st. So we look back and a non-finisher from Robin Appleyard. So until we actually find out back at the paddock what happened to Robin.
Yes, after a pretty good qualifying as well. That is a shame for Robin. He was happier than he's been for a while after qualifying.
Yeah, things have been working out a lot better for him in the last couple of races. So Robin Appleyard, we wait to find out exactly what happened. Standings then after today's race. Boldman leads by a point from Gianola, Gramini on 95, Grassini, Casanova and Debbia. Well, it's getting close at the front of this 1-2-5 class. Okay, he's on the grid with us, but we have